Talk about important things here.
Could you imagine? I could probably just go on like 30 minutes. The whole time for the pregame would have been
We
about shopping.
that's
Welcome.
we
Let's
don't
get
need
those tweets out.
Go ahead, take it away. Take it away.
Welcome to Ginger Thread pre-show Flyers Capitals. It is I, Kelsey, with my co-host Keith Walsh, and we are here to dive in for the Flyers pregame. Our red hot thoughts. Thank you.
All right, that's out there. Welcome to the show. As Kelsey said, it's her and me, Walsh. We are here. Flyers Capitals tonight. Flyers going for their second straight win, which they were lucky to get the first win on Tuesday night against Buffalo. Took to a shootout. Didn't need to happen. But the Flyers are the Flyers, and they like to make our lives more difficult than they need to be. And yeah. So tonight, hopefully, it goes a lot better than Tuesday, because Tuesday was miserable. Literally, even with them winning the game, I don't think anybody watching had a good time.
Yeah. But I do have to comment first. I feel like I'm on a hot streak right now.
Oh yeah, here we go. No, it doesn't count. You were 2 of 3.
2 of 3, but Nolan Patrick did score in a shootout, which was very important, because if he didn't score, and God forbid that Buffalo scored, then we would have been in a sticky situation. So it's a great thing that he did score during the shootout. So he still made an impact, and I say I am 3 for 3. Thank you so much.
2 out of 3. Shootout goals don't count. Shootouts shouldn't count. See, okay, so but we'll touch on that real quick. So
yeah, I have never.
I do. They're stupid. They're dumb. And the fact that the shootouts, like the goals in the shootout, don't actually count, therefore the shootout shouldn't count. Right?
Yeah.
Right or wrong? The stats in the actual event don't count. Yet that's how we're gonna decide a game. No.
It's weird that it comes down to basically like a skills challenge.
Yeah, stupid.
So I get it in that retrospect. I mean, what was it? That one time in Phantoms, Alex Lyon faced it was a crazy amount of overtimes, and I was like, God bless him.
Shootouts are dumb. I can't believe they've lasted this long, and they need to go. They need to be gone.
Have you wrote a petition?
It's a good idea. That might be the next step here. I figured they would have just been like, hey, we like this 3-on-3 overtime enough. Let's extend it to 10 minutes. Even if they give me that first, even if they just extend the 3-on-3 for like an extra 5 minutes and then go to a shootout, I'll be a little better, because then it's like, all right, well, at least they're trying to limit the amount of shootouts.
Right. Okay.
So like, if they do that, I would be okay. But I mean, just let the boys play overtime as long as they need to get a win here. Simple as that.
Yeah.
They're dumb. Shootouts are stupid. They're dumb. They should never.
I know. I said, thank God that game on Tuesday night wasn't the game on Sunday when we went, because I don't even know if I could have handled sitting next to you during a shootout, because I just know how much you dislike them. But, whatever. We got the win. That's all that matters. So let's dive into tonight's game against the Capitals.
I'm nervous. Gonna be honest.
I'm nervous too. I found it smart that they put Elliott in goal tonight.
Agreed.
Can we just dive into this whole Carter Hart situation? People, I feel like this is something we always touch on, and people need to calm their pants down.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
I wrote a blog about it today, because I'm going to call it out. WIP, the morning show, which That is the Eagles station, the Eagles flagship broadcast station. And this is why I cannot stand Philadelphia sports radio. They decided to put out a tweet yesterday saying, "Are you worried that Carson Wentz or Carter Hart is becoming the new Carson Wentz?" Stop. Absolutely stop. It is, first off, this is a station that doesn't even talk about the Flyers ever unless something is going completely wrong, like Carter Hart is right now, or they're in the playoffs. That's the only time. So there is maybe two people that work for that station that actually pay attention to hockey and know hockey. Yeah, they'll have Keith Jones and Al Morganti on every once in a while. It's very rare those two are on. So for a show that has literally no knowledge of the sport, of the team, to even put something that dumb out there is what infuriates me about the Philly sports radio stations. Because, listen, I think it's very well known this is a football town. Philadelphia is a football city. That's all most people care about. And that's fine. But stick to what you know. Leave the Flyers out of it. I would rather them not talk about the Flyers at all than put this stupid shit out there.
Yeah, I saw it, and I think you quote retweeted it. I saw Jason Martinez make a comment about it. Like Rush Joy made a
friend
comment.
Of the show.
Yeah, made a comment about it, and like you see that people that actually like follow the sport are like, he's nowhere near Carson Wentz, so like everyone needs to take a step back and like take a deep breath. Yes, the game the other night should have been kind of an easy win, and it was very frustrating that it wasn't. And Carter did letting goals that like probably shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, just relax. I really feel like he is going through something right now, whether it's like mentally. I feel like it is mental at this point. And hearing just negative comments don't help, whether you try to block them out and like if you don't have social media or anything, but the reporters will always like bring something up. And I feel like this year it's just getting the best of him, and like he knows he's good, and I feel like he should realize that, but at the same time I feel like they're getting in his head, and he's just like a simple mistake is happening. Plus, I mean, it doesn't help with defense as well, but he's so young still. Like,
right. Relax. He's 22 years old. It is super uncommon for a young goaltender to come into the league and dominate and be a consistent goaltender at an elite level. We've seen what Carter Hart can do. He's also now been in the league for almost 3 years. Right? About 3 years. Give or take, a couple of months, whatever. But teams are able to see more film on him. They're able to see his tendencies. They're breaking down. He's seeing more things, and other teams are picking up on that. It's simple scouting. All that means is that Carter Hart has to adjust and get better at certain areas. This is going to happen with a young goaltender. You're going to go through ups and downs. It's just natural. It's like, listen, everyone, we all want him to be perfect every night, obviously. I mean like,
who doesn't?
You can't sit exactly, but that's not how it works. And to think that Carter Hart is headed down the same path as Carson Wentz, which it's pretty well known at this point. I am a Carson Wentz believer. I still believe that the Eagles screwed him. Like, Carson Wentz, yes, he was injury prone. He had injuries. Did they affect him going forward after he came back? Yes, absolutely. And did it help that his backup came in and won a Super Bowl and the Eagles drafted a quarterback in the second round? No, that's not going to help anybody. The Flyers aren't doing that with Carter Hart, okay? That's not what's happening here. It's not, oh, hey, well, we have his replacement coming up. Yeah, the Flyers have other young goaltenders in their system, but Ron Hextall, when he was here, drafted Carter Hart to be the guy of the future. Chuck Fletcher believes that Carter Hart is the guy of the future. It's going to take time for him to develop. He's not. He went from playing against 18-year-olds with some guys that are super talented to literally being thrown right into an AHL season with pros and now in his 2.5 year with NHL players. It's only natural for him to be going through these ups and downs, and he's going to bounce back. So everyone, relax. Right. Take a deep breath. It's a weird year. Nothing's going to be normal this year. They didn't have a training camp. They didn't have preseason games. They have literally no practice days for the next month because of the condensed schedule.
Right.
Things aren't going to be easy this year. Having a guy like Brian Elliott is fantastic because you can rely on him to come in and do what he's been doing. And it's only going to help Carter Hart grow. So everyone needs to calm down. He will be fine. He's 22 years old. He has my full support. He is the future. He is going to win us a Stanley Cup eventually. May not happen this year, may not happen next year, but we are on the rise.
Yes, agree.
The only problem that we may run into, and it's a problem we're running into right now, our defense is horrible. The defense has been very bad. And the problem with that is we've been told over the last couple of seasons, hey, we have all these young defensemen coming up. The Flyers defense is looking good for the future. And again, we still have a lot of young guys back there. Our best defenseman is only 24 years old. He hasn't had a consistent defensive pairing partner all year.
Right.
Growing pains are going to be a thing, and people need to realize that with this team. Yes, they have veterans that have been here a while that should, lead this team to more wins and everything. But listen, you're playing with a lot of young guys that, again, same thing. You don't have a lot of practice days. You didn't have an off-season training camp. You didn't have preseason games. You're going on the fly here, and you were just shut down, for a week, a little over 2 weeks ago? It's been hard to get into a flow of things, and I think a lot of people underestimate that. It's not like baseball where if you were shut down for a week or 2 weeks, whatever it may be, you can come back in and you're just able to hit a baseball. Right. It's a lot different with hockey because it's a team sport. There's chemistry that needs to develop. You have to have guys that are playing together so they can be able to know where each other are going to be on the ice. Flyers are struggling with that right now, but once they can get into a groove, I think they'll be fine. And, hopefully that game Tuesday night was kind of like a wake-up call a little bit. Like, all right, well, we got to figure this out. It's not going to happen overnight. And, like I said, I am nervous about the game against the Capitals and tonight and Saturday.
Yeah.
But, this is the time for them to prove to us watching and to themselves, like, hey, we are still this good of a team. And we're going to show you that. So I think it's good with Elliott in net tonight. He'll be able to calm things down. He did that Tuesday night against the Sabres. Flyers were able to come back and get the win. If they can do what they did in the first period of Sunday's game against the Capitals for the entire game, they'll win this game pretty easily. It's just a matter of them being able to do that. So a couple line changes or lineup changes for tonight. We've already mentioned a few times Brian Elliott in between the pipes, and AV sending a little bit of a message to Phil Myers, who will be benched as a healthy scratch tonight, replaced by Eric Gustafsson, officially moving back to defense, not him being the seventh defenseman anymore. So he is in the lineup. Andy Andrioff will be on that fourth line now, as Michael Raffle still nursing that hand injury is not in the lineup tonight. So a few changes on the Flyers front. Provorov, Ghost, Sanheim, Braun, Hag, Gustafsson. And then we've got JVR, Coots, Farabee. That line has been automatic. That's been the best line that they've had this year so far.
Whole year, yeah.
And then Lawton, Hayes, Konechny, Lindblom, Drew, Voracek, Andrioff, Patrick, and Knack. We touched on it last show about Nolan Patrick. I'm hoping that shootout goal leads to something here.
Yeah. I feel it. I think, I don't know, just like he wasn't loud when he was playing, but like he still, like you could still tell like he was making a difference. And then I think the shootout goal, I think I was freaking. I was like, oh yeah, man! Like this is your time. Like yes, like this is your start. Like you just need that one little thing to click, and I think hopefully that was that. And now things are gonna start moving along for him.
Let's hope. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know what it is, but he just, like I said, I mean, I notice it for the most part, but seems like he's putting the effort in. The effort seems like it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the results still aren't coming. Obviously, the shootout, great. But I need to see something like that in a game. Like, come on, dude, use that burst of speed that we know you have. Get in there, take the puck and go down and score a goal. I don't know how much longer I can hold off on him. Honestly,
but isn't this the same situation with Oscar though? Oscar was on a huge streak right before he got diagnosed with cancer. He's now in remission. He is back. He was in the bubble with them, but yet he's not the goal scoring guy that he was before. So you can't just say, oh, well, he had cancer. Nolan had a migraine condition that is a chronic illness. So you can't just blame it just because he hasn't played a full year.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know. And like I said, I'm holding out. I'm giving him the best of, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because, again, I know it's a weird year. He hasn't played in a while. He's getting back into the swing of things. But I'm just saying,
But I feel like if you're
as a number 2, I'll hold Oscar accountable too.
Okay.
100%. He has not performed as well as he should have, and I think he should be at a higher level right now than Nolan Patrick. And it's listen, I get what he's going through. I'm not knocking the guy at all. He's a warrior. I love him to death for what he's going through, and I'm hoping he gets back to that level. But I'm looking at this as a player standpoint, not Oscar Lindblom the person. Oscar Lindblom the player is not producing enough right now, and he's been showing some more signs recently too, where he's looking a lot better. He looks like he's starting to get his legs underneath him. But I mean, we're 23 games into the season right now, and those two guys who we were hoping to come back and really perform well have pretty much done the complete opposite. They've almost been non-existent. And again, I think I see more positives from Oscar right now than I do Nolan. And I mean, I wish they were more positives for Oscar because, like I said, he's been back longer. He was in the bubble. He played in the playoffs. He had more of an off season where Nolan Patrick, we don't know what he was really doing. I mean, we don't know how often he was skating up until this past off season where we finally started seeing more and more of him on the ice and everything. So I have a little more leeway with him, I guess. But I don't know.
You should. I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm just getting to a point where it's
you can't hold one higher than the other when they both kind of are in the same
stink right now.
Yeah, they're same boat.
It was a fair assumption. I hear you, but also at the same time, I think looking at it from a business standpoint, I think Nolan Patrick still has more trade value than Oscar Lindblom right now. Because, listen, I think maybe I put too much into it where he was a former number 2 overall pick, possibly almost a number 1 overall pick, depending on who the Devils were going to take. So I don't know. I think he might have more value when it comes to that. I'm not saying I want him traded, but both guys only have 2 goals through 23 games. Nolan Patrick has 3 assists. And that's the other thing. Nolan should, if he's not going to score, because I think he's more of a playmaker type player anyway, he should be having assists, but he's not even doing that. And then with Lindblom, same thing. He's supposed to be the goal scorer, but yet he's not doing that. So it's you take what I don't know. It's frustrating right now. And I want to go on a streak. Give me a winning streak.
A winning streak. Yeah.
Winning cures all.
On my time hop, it was the picture of the circles of the percentages. of like if like which teams would be making playoffs and then which team, and I was like, what could have been? Like it's
a year ago today, we were the favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And then the world stopped. So I guess looking at it now, a year later, I'm glad that tonight's game is not getting canceled, and we're gonna have a rest of the season. But yeah, I mean, two guys we need to see more of, or more from: Nolan Patrick, Oscar Lindblom. I'm not out of patience with them yet, but it's dwindling. I think once we get to within 10 more games, and I think that's I think that's being generous for me. Within the next 10 games, if there's not some sort of improvement from either of them two, I don't know. I think you have to evaluate, are those two guys really part of the future? And listen, they're still young, so I get that. But I think we're in a win now mode. I think we have to be. I think we have the talent on our team to where we should be competing for a Stanley Cup year in and year out. And we saw what they were capable of doing last year. It's not like this team doesn't have it. It's there. It's just they're not at that level where they were last year. And I think that's what's frustrating. It's not as bad, but I feel like we've almost reverted back a little bit to like the Hackstall era. Hate saying that guy's name.
Don't say that.
Like I said, we're not fully there yet, but it's like the inconsistency more than anything is what I've noticed more. It's like they'll go out and they'll have a period like they did Sunday night in the first period where they looked like the best team in the NHL, and they play 40 straight minutes where they look like an AHL team.
Yeah, and even an AHL team would be playing better than that. I mean, at least the Phantoms were on a hot streak. Because like RIP to them last night getting canceled after the first period. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, I saw they got canceled. What was that? What happened? Was there a reason? I didn't actually read into it.
COVID related.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Personally, I saw players' social media that they were in New York, like not wearing face masks. So I think
I know what player you're talking about.
Should be interesting to see like what gets said more, but as of right now, it was COVID protocol shut the game down after the first period. They were about to take the ice for the second period.
Which is weird. Like, I mean, I guess the NHL is not really doing that. Like, I guess they test for more frequently or earlier in the day. But you would think, like, if someone were to come back with a positive test, like, you should know that before the game.
Yeah, it was just really. Let's see if they posted anything more. It was just like weird because like I saw like that it was, so we all know my love for Alex Lyon. So I saw that Alex Lyon got put down to play for the Phantoms and that Sandstrom got put on the taxi squad. And I'm like, honestly, I think that's a great move. Alex hasn't seen a game in how long, like just to keep him fresh. Then I'm like, oh my God, like this could be my opportunity to see him live in person because I'm going to a Phantoms game soon. So I was like, oh my God, if he's still there, like so cool. So then I see that the game's tied like 1-1. And then all of a sudden I see that the game has been suspended due to AHL COVID protocols. I don't know if it's different than NHL, but I mean, they still have yet to make another comment about it. It's just like everything stopped. So
it's a little strange.
Yeah, what?
Hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't have a major shutdown or anything like that. But
yeah.
All right, let's go with some predictions for the night. Kels, what do you got for me? You're gonna ride your hot streak here. You're 2 out of 3, even though you're 3 out of 3 with an asterisk next to it.
Yeah. I'm going to say 3-2. I think it's just gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be back and forth like all night. Young Bees
AJ chiming in saying Young Bees are going to get one tonight. Listen,
Yeah.
he's a streaky goal scorer, so when he gets one, he usually scores a couple after that. So I don't mind that pick. I like that.
Yeah, that line is definitely scoring. No matter what, I feel like one of the three of them, JVR, Coots, and Joel, they're scoring no matter what. So, one of them is scoring. Let's just go. I'm going to go with Coots this time. JVR scored, and Joel scored on Sunday. So I feel like it's Coots' turn to let's do it. Coots, I'm going to go with Claude. I think he's going to be moving up like in his leadership role. And I'm going to say Voracek.
Wow. Okay. Well, we didn't talk about this before we went on there, but you just stole two of mine because I definitely think Jake Voracek is scoring tonight. He looked like a man on a mission the other night.
Yeah.
And he looked like the one guy that had his engine was going full speed. Ended up with a couple points, so I could definitely see him get one tonight. I also love El Capitan Claude Giroux to get one tonight. I think we do score 3, maybe 4 goals.
I feel like it's going to be like 3-2 or 4-2. So
give me Giroux, Voracek, and give me Nolan. Give me Nolan. I think I'm going to say it. Nolan Patrick gets one tonight because of the shootout goal. I think this is me putting my confidence in him. This is him picking it up. He got that shootout goal. He's going to come back. He's going to start putting the puck in the net a little bit here. Might go on a little streak. And then the next one, I'm going to go with a guy that's been red hot, Shane Gostisbehere. I'm going to go 4 goals for the Flyers. Ghost getting 1. Giroux, Voracek, and Nolan Patrick. Flyers win 4-2.
Wow. Great minds think alike, let me tell you.
Yeah, I know. We didn't even talk about this before the show.
We didn't, so it's funny.
And we did it because Kelsey was ranting and raving about Hot Topic. That's why we didn't talk about it before the show. We're not going to get to that. We're not ending the show on that. No.
No. Wait, just so people have context clues, it was because Walsh said, this might be stupid, but I didn't realize they had like an online store.
Yeah, I know we're in 2021 and like everyone has online stuff, but like I figured Hot Topic was just like the store in the mall.
But
leave me alone, right? It happens.
Yeah. Anyway,
last bit of news before we get out of here and get you ready for puck drop, and then before I head on to the nightcap on Brandon Sports, make sure you check out that at 7:00. So I may be a little late. Sorry, Shabby and John. Last but not least, Cam York was not only a finalist, not only for the Defensive Player of the Year, but also for the Player of the Year in the Big Ten. So Flyers defensive pipeline continuing to grow and shine as future top pairing defenseman. That's right, I said it. Top pairing defenseman Cam York up for a couple awards. So hopefully we'll see him sooner rather than later. Hopefully the Flyers bounce back tonight and play a much better game than they did Tuesday night, and again get another win. Let's get a little streak going. That's all. Just give me like 5 in a row.
Ooh.
I know it's asking a lot, but give me like 5 in a row. I want to see this team figure it out. Also, trade for Matthias Ekholm, starting that trend. Hashtag trade for Ekholm.
Oh gosh.
We will be back with you.
And happy birthday to TK.
Oh yeah, happy birthday TK, future father to be. We will be back with you on Saturday. Maybe. We'll see what happens. It's possible. So make sure you follow along with us on Twitter throughout the game. We'll be live tweeting as always. And make sure you follow us on social media